Alright, yeah, and welcome back to some more Magic Duels with our Mono Blue Artifact Control deck. As always, this video is sponsored by 5 Color Combo, so if you check the description, you'll find a link to their website where they've got some really cool Magic the Gathering tokens made by real Magic the Gathering artists. So if that's something that interests you, be sure to go to the website and pick up a couple. Alright, I will see you in the games, guys. Okay, we're in. We have turn 2... Era of Innovation into Smuggler's Copter for some energy, but we don't necessarily need it. We've got some counter spells. Yep, this looks good enough. Our opponent is rank 17, called something, I believe that's registered trademark. So that's what his name is. Also playing blue, but with more cards. The rule of this game is, if your opponent's playing more cards than you, especially in my case, we're gonna lose. So let's see what happens. For those who are unaware, whenever I mention the size of someone's deck being a lot larger than 60 and talking about how inconsistent and bad it is, it always beats me. And I refuse to accept that it is not a bad thing. Right. Era of Innovation. Next turn we can go Smuggler's Copter and get some free energy off of it. Rattle Chains. Okay, so this could be like Blue-White Flyers or Spirits, one or the other. Could just be a control deck that's using Rattle Chains, maybe, I don't know. I'm going with Spirits, though. Hopefully that means our opponent's missing the white mana they need to cast half their spells. That would make me happy. Okay, just getting in for 2 damage here. He can flash in all of his Spirits now, so that's something to consider. Okay. Nothing for our opponent. We do have counter magic open now. So, do we want to hold it up? Well, we have counters for days, essentially. So I'm tempted to. But I'm also tempted to get Smuggler's Copter down, just in case Spell Queller is a thing. Because he can't cast it now, but he can later. So if we get Smuggler's Copter down, if we also get a 1-power creature from that point on, we can start looting with the Copter. So I think it's a good idea to get that down pretty early for that reason alone. See what our opponent's got. No flashed in creatures by the looks of it. He has an extra blue mana though. And Sphinx's Tutelage. Oh dear. Okay. Well, that makes our Smuggler's Copter a little worse because we don't really want to be looting with it anymore, but a mono blue Tutelage deck with Rattle Chains in it is a bit odd. Filigree Familiar though. Okay, the problem is now we can't really afford to just leave up counters because he can just do nothing for the rest of the game, which is a problem. Filigree Familiar though does allow us to get in with our Smuggler's Copter, so I think we might as well do that. And he's got his shields down now, so there's no worry there. We can even pay the 1 to get some energy. Gain some life off the Familiar. And get in with our Smuggler's Copter. I don't think I'll bother looting, to be honest, because counter magic's pretty good as it is. So we're getting for 3 here. Perhaps we want to get rid of the Unsubstantiate, though. Yes. I will get rid of the Unsubstantiate for all of that. Extra counter spells. Alright, so I'm pretty confident we can win this race, holding up counters from this point forward. Getting in about 3 damage per turn. He's just got an Inventor's Fair and an island from us. Compelling Deterrence, gonna bounce our Smuggler's Copter back. And Clutch Occurrence for our Familiar. Fair play. Doesn't particularly bother me. Hope to get a land though, because that would make the bother less so, because I could then Smuggler's Copter and then hold up a counter spell. Instead, we're left with a tricky situation. Do I want to hold up counters, or do I want to play both my Copters? That's the most efficient way to do this. Or even a Filigree Familiar and pay 1 for the energy. Build up to a Pummeler Victory, perhaps, is the way we want to go about this. I think so. So we're going to gain the life that we would have lost off the Rattle Chains. We're going to pay the 1 because we got nothing better to do with it. We can draw 3 cards whenever we want with the Era of Innovation. But I don't think we do want to, since he's got his tutelage and that's his game to make us mill out. So we go down 2 more cards. It's more islands. It's bad and good. I would have preferred an island just so that we could play a Copter and hold up a counter spell. But I suppose this will have to do. Getting in for 2. Okay. So he's got a looter here. Draw a card and discard a card, which is an extra trigger off the tutelage. Which is why I don't think he's likely to trade off with this familiar. But if he does, we get to draw an extra card. And it stops him looting with it, which is a net positive for us, which is why he's not blocking. So he knows it. Alright, well, Inventor's Fair into Smuggler's Copter. Do not pay with the Era so that we can hold up counter spells. Do not pay. Pass the turn. So we've got counter magic open now for something we want to get rid of. We have Smuggler's Copter to come in next turn. He did get rid of our Dynavolt Tower and a Glimmer of Genius. That sucks. It's worth noting as well, Sphinx's tutelage is better against mono-coloured decks, because if they're both non-land cards and share a colour, he gets another trigger off of it. So it can be really bad for that kind of thing. Okay, he's going to loot. So we get to draw a card. Oh, hello. I'm going to get rid of the Smuggler's Copter, I think. Spy Network means that we're going to be drawing extra cards, which against tutelage is kind of a bad thing. I'm not going to let you get that, because it stops me looting with the Smuggler's Copter. Which with the Spy Network in place is something that I want to do. Okay. We get a Whirler-Rogue. Okay. Fair play. It does mill us faster using the Spy Network, but it also allows us to get more answers quicker. Which is why I see the argument for it being quite good. So, Smuggler's Copter. Gonna get in for a bit of damage. Yep, let's loot. More counters. Sure. I think I'll get rid of 1 though. Whirler-Rogue is really good, because it's going to allow us to get in with our Spy Network, get some unblockable damage in, which it may just end up being a close game at this rate. Filigree Familiar. Cool. I need that Pummeler. So I need to get to 3 artifacts quickly so that I can use the Inventor's Fair to go find it. Loots again. Mills us again. He's dropping a Just the Wind to bounce one of our creatures. Still don't lose it. Okay. He is going to Just the Wind our familiar. That's absolutely fine. We still get a Thopter token to use the Smuggler's Copter. Oh, there we go. There's a Disperse, though. He's doing a really good job to slow us down. Really good. We have no artifacts in play anymore, which means we're not going to be getting any Thopters. Down to 12 as well. Ooh, Dynavolt Tower. Dynavolt Tower's not bad, actually. Because it's going to allow us to point damage at him. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to Dynavolt Tower and hold up a counter, though. Unless we sack the Era of Innovation to draw 3 cards, which hurts. Really hurts. I think we just want a Familiar and Copter, not triggering Era of Innovation. Or maybe just start getting... if we get Dynavolt Tower online as soon as possible. Because with Dynavolt Tower we can pay the 5 and we can get rid of his Reckless Scholar, which is looting us, which slows down his mill. Means that we're not holding up a counter anymore, though. Which is a problem. And I think we won't pay here because then we get to get a smuggler's copter down. Most mana efficient play. And we slow him down a little bit by getting rid of his Reckless Scholar. From this point forward, all of our artifacts and our instants are going to get us energy which we can point at our opponent to hopefully get that last little bit of damage we need in. He still hasn't found... That's probably going to get it though. Yeah, he got a pummeler. That's a shame. He didn't find anything worth doing. Oh no, he can copy the... Oh, he can copy the thingamajig. He's going to kill us. Unless he... Is that not how it works? Oh, it already resolved when the Insidious World came in, I think. That's why that didn't work. It's my only guess. Alright, I'm gonna float some mana. There's a really weird issue with Era of Innovation. It won't let you tap the Rogue's Passage. So you've got to float that mana. Just something to bear in mind. Okay, we're gonna Smuggler's Copter here, using our Summon Sick Thopter. Get in 4/3. Yes. Alchemist Vial, that's good. I don't think Whirler Rogue's going to be fast enough here, so we'll get rid of Whirler Rogue. I want to be generating that energy for our Dynavolt Tower. And we can't Vial and hold up counters. But if we counter, we get a Dynavolt trigger anyway, so we're doing effectively the same thing, except for I get to ruin one of his plays by holding up the counter, which is what we're going to do. So he gets a trigger. Should be down to 17. Yeah. Losing 2 lands. We're hitting a lot of lands, and he's doing nothing. Okay. Alright. I'm going to float the mana now. Yep, go. Artificer's Epiphany. You are not going to be drawing cards. I'll tell you that right now. Ooh, Awaken for 6. Awaken for 6 is interesting. Yeah, let's Awaken a land. So we'll counter his card draw. We will animate an island. We get extra energy for our Dynavolt Tower. We get a 3/3 for later. Gain a life, gain a Thopter. Don't have the mana though to do anything with it. And we get to attack for 4 here. Do we want to take down his Rattle Chains now? In case he tries to block. We get more damage in right now if we kill his Rattle Chains. Because we point 3 at there and we get him for 4 as opposed to probably getting in 1 here. And then 4 with the Dynavolt Tower, but I think I'll just swing him with both. And we won't loot with the Smuggler's Copter. We're getting too close now to start looting. No. So yeah, he's going to block with the Smuggler's Copter. Means we're clear to deal as much damage as we want later. He's got to kill us really fast here, but he gets a free turn of trying to draw us out. Don't think he's got the mana available to do a ton of card draw spells to mill us out. Whirler Rogue. Huh. Whirler Rogue is a sizable amount of creatures. We are going to ping him. Because I think we can generate the energy. Enough energy to get through. Gain a life. Gonna float 1 mana so we can gain 2 energy off of that Thopter token. Yep, carry on. Yep. And colourless. Extra mana is great. Right, so let's see. We can get in for 1 damage if we Alchemist Vial and lock down 1 creature. Takes him down to 4. Paying 1 on the Era of Innovation. We can get him really close. If we go Era of Innovation, so that we get 4 energy off of every single artifact. We'd get 4 off the Glimmer of Genius, but it takes us closer to the defeat and increases his odds. Alchemist Vial here. Gonna pay just 1, getting us 4 energy. That means we can pay 1 to lock down his creature to get more damage in. We do draw an extra card. Crew up the Summon Sick Thopter token. I think we've got him next turn, no matter what. I'm not sure if we could have generated any more energy than we just did. So attack with everything. We are gonna lock down his Whirler Rogue, so it cannot block. He has no profitable blocks outside of getting our Thopter tokens. We're only gonna draw 1 card off the Spy Network, which helps us out. Okay, so he's going down to 3. If we untap, we win. If he beats us now, we lose. So, well, yeah, if he beat... That's a bit of an obvious statement there. He gets 2 off the top, down to 8. Can he get rid of the other 8? Was the point I was going to make. Otherwise, Glimmer of Genius, no matter what happens, we get the cast trigger. Jace draws an extra card for him. That's not going to do it. I think we've got the game here. Bounces a Thopter token. Not going to help you. And that's the game. Wonderful. So we gain 1 life. Float 1 mana. We get 4 energy off the Thopter token. Paying our colourless. Yep. We can Glimmer, which wouldn't kill us, but we're actually just going to Dynavolt Tower for the victory. GG! Alright guys, I'll see you in the next match. Right, we're on the draw. Aether Theorist allows us to scry. We have Counter Magic. We just need the lands, but Theorist is going to get us there. Alchemist Vial, early game artifact. I think this is a pretty decent hand. See what our opponent's doing. A Plains for our opponents. This could be White Weenie. Hopefully it's not. If it is, then he hasn't had his 1 drop, which is good for us. See what he has to do. We're going to see more white. Oh, it's blue-white. Interesting. Okay. Well, we're going to go Theorist here. Smuggler's Copter. Or maybe we're going to go Smuggler's Copter. Because Smuggler's Copter into Aether Theorist means we can start looting and dealing 3 damage next turn as opposed to just 1 and scrying. So that is what we're going to do. Smuggler's Copter down first. Get rid of that Summon Sickness on it. Also out of the range of counter spells because I'd much rather Smuggler's Copter resolve than a Theorist. Blue, white, blue. Cool. If you do nothing... Oh, that's got counter magic written all over it. Hello, Filigree Familiar. You would be the optimal play, the most mana efficient play. But do I want you to go, or do I want the Theorist to go? I think the answer is I'd much rather have a 2/2 that can gain me life and draw cards. So I'll go Theorist. It's less mana efficient, but if he's got a counter, I'd much rather that go. Yeah, Broken Concentration. Called it. Sweet. Right, well, Inventor's Fair comes down. Sadly, we don't have the double blue, which is another reason to have a cantrip of a creature. Just so that we can get a better chance of having lands in the future. Is he just going to pass again? He's just passing again. Alright. Well, a land's good. A land is always good. Well, this is going to get countered again, isn't it? But we need something to resolve for our Smuggler's Copter. Oh, wow. Okay. Now I'm just suspicious. If I crew up my Smuggler's Copter, am I going to lose it to something like an attack reaction spell? Blessed Alliance, that's what I'm thinking of. Let's do it. You only live once, let's gamble. Yeah, he's got some, hasn't he? Is it a bounce spell? Nebel Heist Herald. Is it just a tap? Tap target creature your opponent controls. Okay. Fair play. He took a turn out to stop us from looting. That's fair enough. That's fine by me. If we hit a land, then we can start holding up counters, because we can Alchemist File to draw into more stuff and then hold up Broken Concentration. Always watching. I think this is Blue-White Spirits with counter magic. That's annoying though, because it does mean that he can now block our Smuggler's Copter very efficiently. This does not hit enchantments, unfortunately. Really wish it did. Unsubstantiate, though. Does it do anything else? It does it when more spirits enter the battlefield. Okay. Well, let's see if he wants to... Does he want to trade a familiar off? That's the thing. He might actually want to. But if we hit that land, we get to Vial and counter magic. Otherwise, we get in for 2 and get rid of a vigilant creature. I can't get the Smuggler's Copter past. Yeah, I think he knows it. Alright, we're going to tap all of our colourless mana. Feigning a creature counter here. And we hit a land. Alright, now we're holding up real counters. Sweet. So things like an Avacyn are just not going to be a thing. Thunderclap Wyvern. Should I unsubstantiate you? Or should I counter you? Are you counterable? Yeah, I think you're counter-worthy. Get rid. Don't want to see you round here no more. Declaration in Stone. On our familiar. Essentially doing what the familiar would do if it died anyway, except for I've just got to pay 2 for it instead. It's fine with me. Means we can sack a clue and still potentially hold up counters. We can definitely hold up unsubstantiate. I'm going to need a land though. Dynavolt Tower. Ooh, Dynavolt Tower. We can hold up unsubstantiate and sacking our clue with that. And it still leaves 3 artifacts on the table for our Inventor's Fair, even if I do sack the clue token. So you know what? Let's do that. If we get to unsubstantiate, we get some energy, which is going to allow us to start getting rid of his little spirits. And spirits have a notoriously small toughness. So that's something we can exploit. Dynavolt Tower is pretty much going to be able to hit any of them. So no damage we'll be getting through once we've got our board set up. Looks like he's coming in. It's absolutely fine with me. Have you got something for your second main, though? No. Okay, sack the clue then. We get an Ether Theorist, which is good. We gain 1 life. Also very good. Foundry of the Consoles, lovely. Alright, let's get an Ether Theorist down. We gain some energy. Spell Queller. Huh. Counter you. Don't want that Spell Queller here no more. It's going to get us some energy as well off of Theorist so that we can ping away his Herald. And then we can get in our Smuggler's Copter as well. So, kill his Herald. Crew our Copter. Get rid of the Imprisoning the Moon, I think. I'm looking for more counter spells. More instants and sorceries for our Dynavolt Tower. Not lands. Lands I can hold off on. Okay. So he has a free turn here. I think that's fine. If it's a creature, which it is spirits after all, then Unsubstantiate at least gets it back off the board. If it's so terrible. And it's a Tattered Haunter. Which means it is not. Can only block creatures with flying. Which means our Ether Theorist can get in. But it is another 3-2. Which is quite bad. Glimmer of Genius is a thing that we can hold up. And it will get us 4 energy thanks to the Dynavolt Tower. And we can also Unsubstantiate, and that'll be enough to kill a creature. So, Ether Theorist is going to get in 4-1 damage. He cannot block, only creatures with flying. So we'll take him down to 14. And just pass the turn. Yes. See if we can get his creatures off the table. Getting in for 3. Sure. No reason to get it off the board, especially such a weaker... Yes, we can hold up Unsubstantiate if it's a counter spell. And we get some energy as well. Scatter to the winds. Please awaken it. Please awaken it. Oh, beautiful. Unsubstantiate. Send that back to your hand. We know he's got a counter spell now, though. Got to bear that in mind. Padeem and Glimmer. Oh, we've got to take both. Let's be fair. Padeem draws us 2 cards per turn. He's got a counter spell in hand. So we just need to make sure that... I've lost my train of thought. That we can deal with whatever he's got on top of the counter spell that he's got in hand. We can kill his Tattered Haunter, which I think's worthwhile. We get in for 1 here. In fact, Dynavolt Tower can kill the land he awakens as well. So even if he does counter our spell, he loses a land in the process. I think that's all we want to do. Just pass the turn. Tattered Haunter. Okay. Now we will point at his 3 damage creature who can't be taking 6 per turn in the air. You're just going to pass the turn. Right. We gain 1 life. We control the artifact with the greatest amount of power, so we draw extra cards. He does have his counter spell open, so we're only going to play things we don't mind being countered. Like the Ether Theorist. Which gets us more energy. Almost up to the Dynavolt Tower area. We're going to be getting 2 damage in this turn. Boosh and Boosh. Okay. Should have maybe tested him with the smuggler's cop to see if he wanted to trade off a tattered thingamajig. Tattered haunter. But I don't really want to. Mine's far better than his. We're getting in for 3 now. He's getting in for 3. Yeah, continue playing. He's getting in for 3. We're getting in for 3. His health is lower. We're gaining more cards than him per turn by a country mile. He's going to get in for that 3 damage. Okay. I'll allow it. Later down the line we might want to block with Smuggler's Copter, which gets us 1 last loot, because it is when it attacks or blocks. So we'd get 1 final card draw off of it. He's just going to go land, holding up that counter. More life for us. He's technically only doing 2 damage per turn, and we're doing far more, so... And now we have a counter to push through his. So let's get him for 3 here. And just pass the turn, I think. Unless we want to try push a Whirler Rogue in. If he's got something like a Planar Outburst, he can Planar Outburst his next turn and hold up the counter. So if we went to counter the Planar Outburst, he'd counter our counter. So I don't think we even need to push anymore, to be honest. I think we can just let it go. Take our extra life, take our extra draws, and just run this all the way to victory. Holding in our hand plenty of things to re-establish our board if he does wipe it. Okay, 3 damage is coming in. He has an extra card in hand. Does he want to tell us what it is? I'm going to Glimmer here, see if he wants to counter it. Even if he does, we're still drawing plenty. Bygone Bishop. Whenever you cast a creature with 3 or less, you draw. Investigate. Sure. You know what? We're going to try Glimmer. See what he does. As we can Dynavolt Tower it away anyway. Insidious Will, more counter spells. Sounds good to me. Extra Dynavolt Towers. And then... Oh, it's a 3/4. I thought it'd be a... Oh, that's the problem. Actually. It's kind of a problem. We're gonna take care of his tattered thingamajig. Now that that's the case, we can imprison in the moon the Bygone Bishop. Draw extra cards. Guaranteed to find something. Imprison in the moon. Your Bygone Bishop. Goes to counter. We counter in response. We can't awaken and attack with the land. I think we might as well just counter. So that we can play another Dynavolt Tower. So his Bygone Bishop becomes a land. We get him for 3. Could have got him for 5 there actually. Which would have actually won us the game. That was a bit of a mistake. Somehow I doubt there is going to be any kind of punishment for that though. Player of the Dynavolt Tower. He gets 1 free turn to kill us. If he doesn't, he loses. Simple as. What have you got? He's got something. Selfless Spirit. Yep, you are dead, sir. So, ping our opponent. Down to 2. We have 2 on the board, even through blocks. We have 1. Gain 1 life. Draw 2 cards. And a pummeler. Alright. So, let's just swing in, I think. Yeah. I could even just go, bam, it can't block. I don't want to lose my theorists. Come on, guys. Sweet. GG. Alright guys, that is going to do it for today's episode. So be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed the content, it helps me out a great deal. Subscribe for more Magic Duels content in the future. There will be one coming out tomorrow. And if you're not quite sure about subscribing, then stay for the end cards, see the rest of the content I've got to offer, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.